Hey, my name is Elizabeth Lumsden, and this is my presentation on how exercise affects weight loss. So what is weight loss? Pretty much weight loss is when you use up more calories than you gain. So if you eat 100 calories in a day and then exercise or something and use up 200 calories, that would be going towards weight loss. Or um, so now, how does physical activity help with weight loss? So exercise is a great way to have a negative caloric balance, which is what we talked about in the last slide. So through so when you exercise, you obviously use up a certain amount of calories. And so if you are dieting and you have a certain amount of calories you're eating each day, you can use that knowledge to know how much you ought to be exercising to get that negative balance. So like I said, what are mentioned before, although exercise is an important part of your weight loss journey, you can't lose a large amount of weight with like just exercising. You also will need to be dieting. You need to really have a lifestyle change. So maintaining weight loss, this is when exercise is really, really important because to maintain weight loss, you just need to exercise as much, you need to use up as many calories as you're gaining every day. And so because with exercise, you can pretty much use up as many or as few calories as you want. This is a really easy way to maintain a certain weight after you've lost a certain amount of weight. So physical activity doesn't just affect weight loss, it also affects a bunch of other parts of your body. And so it can reduce high blood pressure, reduce type 1 risk of getting type 2 diabetes, reduce arthritis pain, and then it is also helpful with anxiety and depression and other mental illnesses. So these things all play into weight loss because usually if you have type 2 diabetes, you're going to be heavier, and if you're depressed or anxious, you may gain weight as well. And so exercise, by helping these things, exercise also helps you maintain the weight you've lost and lose weight. So there are two different kinds of exercise. There's moderate intensity exercise and there's vigorous intensity exercise. What moderate intensity exercise is when you just have shortness of breath and a slightly increased heart rate, but you can still carry on a conversation with another person. Here's a table of the amount of calories that you burn per hour doing these moderate activities. So things like hiking or gardening or golfing or walking are considered moderate physical activity, and they burn this amount of weight or this amount of calories. So then you have vigorous exercise or vigorous intensity exercise, which is when your heart rate is greatly increased and you cannot carry on a conversation with another person. You are breathing too fast and too heavily to talk to somebody else. So this is a table of how many calories you will burn if you're doing vigorous physical activity. All right, so I touched on this before, but exercising is really helpful for your mental health, which can in turn help your weight loss. So although exercise isn't a cure for mental disorders, many studies show that it has decreased depression and anxiety and other mental disorders, which can be really awesome for somebody who it isn't getting enough from their medication, or somebody who doesn't want to be on a medication for a mental disorder. And again, this links to weight loss because if you have a mental disorder, that can affect your weight. Like if you're depressed, you may end up eating more, which may cause you to gain weight. So thank you for watching, and here's my works cited page.